Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, get it, yeah. It's like a tracker, get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him lacking, run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking dage.
Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. Today I'm going to be continuing on finishing off the S13. I have to get that finished because I'm heading way up to Whoop Whoop to see Lep Labs to get a dyno tune and meet those guys. Super keen for that. That's going to be awesome. So I definitely need to get that ready because in 2 days time I'm going to be heading up there on the trailer and it needs to be 100%. So that's a priority, but also the shed is looking just like a pigsty at the moment because we had that Friday night drift and then we started working on this and there's shit everywhere. So got to do a little tidy up and then get cracking on it. Please hit the like button and after the video drop a comment and subscribe. Would also appreciate it if you guys could share the video with your mates. I know most of you guys already have, but that always helps the channel out heaps and I appreciate that. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I did a quick tidy up. Let's get into it. I'll give you the quick rundown. So where we got up to yesterday with Dad and myself was we got the gearbox bracket back on. We just got to mount up the there's 2 bolts to go through here. Got to get that connected, put that gear stick back on, drive shaft needs to go back on, the exhaust needs to go back on, and then I'll lower it back down. And oh, actually got to get to the engine mount on this side, tighten that one, and then I can lower it back down and then finish off the last couple of things, and then we pretty much should be good to start it. But yeah, I'll probably find a heap more things to do, but let's go. Sweet, engine mounts are done, gearbox mounts are done, a couple little things. Now for the exhaust to go on, put the drive shaft in next and then whack the exhaust in and then we can lower it. Having this transmission jack is so handy, eh? You just hoist up all sorts of shit. This is the ghetto exhaust that's on the S13. It's quite wild. Yeah, but straight through and then straight up to the, it's got like stock headers but they're like matte. They've just cut them off and put a straight pipe on there. I do have a muffler that goes with this, but it's LS1, it's going to be loud as shit anyway, so go for gold. Go for glory. Boom. Little tip, if when you're pulling things apart, if you put the bolts back in a place where you know you can't get it wrong, it saves you mucking around trying to figure out which bolt goes where. Just little things like that make it easier for later on. So just whacking in these flanges, 2 bolts in there, easy as. Beautiful welds here, beautiful. It's nothing smooth. Rightio, so just before I drop the car back down, I remembered I've got to do one other thing, which is put the gearbox oil in the gearbox, and it's easy to do while it's up in the air like this, or if you've got jack stands, you do it under the car. So I've got my diff oil here and it's got the smooth shift additive in there, that's why it looks a little bit white, which works really well as well, the Newlon smooth shift, it's really nice. And it's not too expensive either. So what you do is you, sometimes when you buy a brand new packet it comes in the bottle that you can squeeze straight in, because the filler hole is up here. So the filler hole is just there. And to get into there obviously is a bit tricky. So when you buy a brand new container it has this nozzle on it so you can squeeze it straight in the hole, or you could buy one of these containers and it has like a pump that goes in here and you just pump on it and that squirts the oil up into the gearbox. So I'm just going to funnel my gearbox oil into there, pump it up into the gearbox and then seal it back up again. So you get your little pump bottle and it's got this little hook attached and that goes up in the bung hole here that I've already taken out, and you start pumping. and it will pump it from in the bottle up through the hose straight into the gearbox, easy as. And then the way to know when it's full is the bung that's in the side of this gearbox, that's your level. So basically you keep filling it, and then when it starts coming out the hole, then you know it's full. With this one, I took this gearbox fluid out when we took the engine out, so I know that it's the exact amount, and also it's only brand new. Like when we did the engine swap, put in new oil and the smooth shift additive, so it's literally brand new, not going to change it. But any other situation, if I was doing anything with the gearbox and the oil looks a bit old and yucky, it's worth changing it out. So this is the bung. This is what it looks like. It's got a square fitting in there which fits your ratchet perfectly. So that's a 1/4 inch one. The RB25 has a 1/2 inch, so either size. But yeah, you just whack that in there and break it free. Easy as. Check out my ghetto camera tripod, eh? It actually works really well though. But it's really hard to film some of these things. It's starting to look like a car again. Woo! So now I'm going to be putting the radiator on, finishing off a few little pieces, bits of wiring and stuff that's just hanging around. Yeah, just a couple little bits and bobs, and then put the bonnet back on. Start it up. Woo! Alrighty, made some major progress. Pretty much everything's done. Just got to put the coolant in there, a couple little things, put the battery back on, and then I'll prime it a few times and see if it starts. But I spent a little bit of time mucking around with a few things that take. There's always 1 or 2 things that you think is going to be like straightforward, and then it takes a little while. Like the radiator, getting it in. When I pulled it out, it only just made it out on this certain angle, and then when I went to put it back in, it just wouldn't go in. Had to take the thermo fan off and then put it in and reassemble it. It's just like things like that. But anyway, it's all part of the fun. Almost there. It's exciting. Yeah, moving on. Another good tip, when you're putting the coolant back in, it'll have a lot of air in there, especially because we've had the engine completely out and the coolant just was coming out like no tomorrow. So there's no doubt this is going to take a lot of coolant to fill back up. You want to run the engine with the radiator cap open, and you want to have this funnel filled up with a bit of coolant, and then once the thermostat opens, the air will come out and it will fill the rest of all the galleries and everything with coolant, and then you top it up more and that gets rid of all the air. Having air in the system cause you pain in the ass, cause overheating, cause your gauges not to read properly. Alright, this could be a little interesting. Heavy. God dang. Rightio then. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm ready to start it up. I'm just going to prime it a couple of times to get the fuel up to the injectors, and then turn it over and see if it starts. But I've got oil, coolant, air, fuel, and the wiring's hooked up. So yeah, let's give it a go. Alright, so I went to start it, but the ignition, it's got a kill switch in here, and the kill switch is faulty. So I'd turn the switch halfway around, the light would come on to say that the connection's been made to send the power from the battery up to the ECU, all the ignition, everything like that. But then the light would turn off, so it was losing connection. So this is the kill switch here. When you turn it around, yeah, it loses connection. So I've just grabbed all the I've just taken all the wires off the back of that and just shorted them together with a bolt through the middle. So that's going to get me out of trouble just so I can start it. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, and don't touch that, alright? I'm going to start it now. Alright, let's give it a go. I'm so pumped. It literally started first go. I had a little fuel leak next to the rail there. One of the AN fittings was a little bit loose. Cranked that up, sussed out the coolant, and it just topped it all up. The power steering pump did get pretty low on fluid because the lines came off and some leaked out and whatnot. So I tried to turn the steering wheel back and forward, or steering rack, to pump through some oil and then top up the reservoir, but it's making a bit of a squeaky noise, so I don't think there's much oil in there. So I'm going to have a look into that and put that new switch in there and fill up some jerry cans, and then we will be off to Lep Labs. So that's happening midweek, and super keen to meet those guys. It's going to be awesome. So thanks heaps for watching, guys. Appreciate all the nice comments and things. You guys are so supportive. It literally makes me want to just make videos constantly, and yeah, it's so much fun, like having a ball. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment and subscribe.